Hello everybody, welcome to the Kell Team YouTube channel. I'm Kellen Foster and this is Jimmy and Jeshua Kelly. And today we are going to be talking about Killteam. LVO is coming up and we have an exciting video that we thought would be a bit different from all the tier lists that you've been seeing. James?
So you've seen a lot of tier lists where we do S tier, A tier, and I don't even know what any of that means, really, even though we technically do. So what we're going to do is top dog or dog water. Generally just talking about, is a team going to do well? Are they going to underperform? Do we like them? Do we not? This is a good or bad. That's it. We're going to bring up factions and just say if they're top dog or dog water.
Yep, I've picked out 10 factions for Jimmy and Jeshua to talk about, and I'm very excited to see what they say. And I'm going to weigh in on my own opinions. I picked some ones that I think we're going to not quite agree on entirely. But without further ado, are you guys ready for the first faction?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Our first faction, Wormblade.
Ooh, Wormblade.
What do you guys think?
Jesh?
I want to hear what you think first.
Okay, all right. I think they are dog water. Specifically because this format is mixed. We got half Into the Dark. Into the Dark is their kryptonite. They're bad. They don't do good on Into the Dark. On the upside, they got some upsides going for them. Their kryptonite typically was elites, and elites are at a way smaller percentage to LVO than we've seen in other tournaments. They're down to, what's the percentage? Like under 20%, right? Like 15%?
Something like that.
Yeah, I think like 15%, where they're typically like 30 to 40% of the meta. So their worst enemy is in the smallest proportion. So that's cool. But Into the Dark is going to kill them. I don't think they're going to have what it takes.
Now see, I disagree with you. And I don't know what you think, Josh. I think they're actually going to be top dog. I think their buffs are actually pretty solid. Mm-hmm. I think it makes them pretty good into a lot of shooting hordes. Mm-hmm. Makes them pretty good in the novitiates. Mm-hmm. Even without the Sanctus buff, the Locust and the Kellermorph just go ham onto human bodies. I think that they have the tricks. Like, on loot, they've got the stratagem to do mission actions for free. Mm-hmm. They can do that turn one. They can have the Icon Bearer deep strike onto the board and steal points early on. Not to mention that they have a good variety of solid elites with the chaff bodies to do the mission. I think they're going to be solid.
Are they going to beat you?
Well, obviously not.
Okay, yeah, no.
But, no, I think they do have a pretty decent matchup in the novitiates.
They have a great matchup into a lot of teams. If you don't, I don't know. They're going to do well. They're going to win some games. They're going to have fun. If you bring Wormblade, you're going to have fun. It's cool. I'll have a drink with you because I'm not worried about you. So I will buy you a drink.
This is coming from the Felgor player.
Yeah. Felgor is not worried about them at all. But they're going to do they're going to have a lot of fun. They're going to run around. They're going to make some noise. They're going to have like a little party, a little Gene Stealer cult party just for them.
They also get to use Infiltration the best, and that's a very solid tack-up deck that not a lot of teams get.
Oh, Infiltration. That's the top deck now? Okay.
It's good.
All right.
Infiltration's
They're
good.
going to have fun. They're going to do well. I don't think they're top dog. If we have to pick one of those two, they dog water. Jeshua, you've been oddly quiet.
Yeah, so personally, I don't have a lot of experience with Wormblade, but off what I do know, I think it is going to be hard for them, because although there aren't as many elites as there normally are, I've heard they also have bad matchups into some of the Eldari teams, and there's quite a bit of those.
See, I can see that, but at the same time, how many Eldar are going to survive first contact with a Mining Laser?
Not very many.
So one dies, and the rest kill them. The whole team. Jeshua, good feedback.
Yeah.
That's good feedback from Jeshua. Eldar also beat Wormblade. So, yeah, I like that. That's a good. I didn't even think about that. That's great. That's why I brought him.
I think the buff is going to carry them further than we think.
It is. It's going to carry them all the way from last place to second to last place. Sorry, I love you, Anthony. I know you're bringing Wormblade. You're going to do great. You'll do great. You'll get right in there in the middle. Okay, so little known fact. Last year, they were not considered to do well at all, and Anthony took them to 4th place at LVO. So last year, they did really well.
And now they've been buffed.
But last year,
their top predators are out of the meta.
But last year, it was only open. So have fun. I'll see you at LVO, Anthony. There you go.
Free mission actions work on doors.
Yeah. We'll have fun with Anthony's gonna have fun. He hates Into the Dark. Hates it. All right. We'll see how they do. I think they're dog water.
All right. Well, I think that's 2 votes for dog water on Wormblade, but let's see what we're going to say about our next faction that I've got in store for us. Gellerpox.
Top dog.
Jesh.
Top dog.
Dog water.
You think they're dog water?
They're a trap. I think that they just cannot hang with some of the teams we've got out there right now.
They are a top dog trap. They can be the best. Now here's the thing. Orion, who won LVO last year, is not bringing Gellerpox.
Well, he also played like 100 games in a row with them. I'm sure he's tired of them.
I think he's played 500 games. He's played so many games. He's played more games with Gellerpox than I've played ever. He's amazing. He's the best. If he brought Gellerpox, there wouldn't even be a discussion, right? Like if Orion brought Gellerpox, they rock. But they're still great. And those 5-up field pains, you never know how they're going to go.
Jesh, you, I believe, have the most experience with Gellerpox here. And you said they're top dog. Why is that?
So here's the thing. When I played Gellerpox in the past, what I struggled with was boards that made it too vulnerable against the shooty teams. But now that, especially Into the Dark boards have been fixed to a place where there's more heavy cover, I think they're going to do a better gameplay, especially on Into the Dark, whereas Open, it got changed to where there's a lot more heavy and obscuring. So I think they have better chances in the shooty teams, and they dominate the melee teams.
I mean, maybe, but we're going to see more shooting teams, which are better into them. They can start up on the line, full engaged. As an initiate player, like, that matchup is rough for them because of Defenders of the Faith and the Flamers and everything like that. I can imagine. I think I've also had success in them with Vet Guard, which we aren't seeing a lot of Vet Guard, but the Vet Guard players that are going are very, very good.
Are you trying to jump ahead? Is that what's going on here?
No, I'm just talking about the matchup. I'm talking about matchups for Gellerpox.
Okay.
Not at all foreshadowing anything. But even like Kazarkin and stuff, like Kazarkin, that's like the one matchup where they take the Flamer and they take the grenade launcher. They get blast with all the elite points and stuff. Also, the volley gun with Fusillade is good into the little grubbies and stuff like that. I think that they have a good chance to deal with all that chaff. I think that they're going to be in a rough spot.
Well, I hope you're right. I want you to be right, and I hope they all die painful, horrible, slow deaths. Every one of you Gellerpox players, I hope, not your models. No, I'm kidding. All right. I hope you do well as a human, and your team dies terribly. I hope you don't make a single 5-up, feel no pain. Not one of them. And I want to see you lose. But I think they will do really well. I think they're top dog. So I think you're wrong. I think they're really good.
I think I'm the contrarian in this table at this point.
So far. Well, 2. That's just 2 for 2.
I have another.
The next one, you're going to be, we'll all be in agreement.
I mean, I know the next one I'm going to be a contrarian on, so.
I have another input I'd like to add. If you are skilled with Gellerpox and know to stay at least kind of safe, even if a team has the option to get close to you, the Techno Curse ability really comes in clutch.
That's true.
Oh, it does.
Techno Curse is annoying if you don't have like 5 attacks.
Yeah.
Jesh with more good input. That's right. Yep.
So
2-1.
Gellerpox seem to be top dog.
All right, next one.
Feel good if you're taking them.
All right.
Next one, and like I said, I think that you guys are going to disagree with me on this. Hand of the Archon. Top dog.
The most dog water that's ever been dog water.
Top dog.
Like, if a dog drank water, threw up that water, and then splashed around in the water, that would be less dog water than this team. It is the most dog water team that's ever existed.
See,
I think that's a bit extreme.
We are looking at.
I am never.
We are looking at even with like Kazarkin and Pathfinders and stuff like that. People are just like they have 9 models, they're outnumbered. They will die. However, they are the most durable of the Eldar, besides maybe Harlequins, but they have more wounds. Additionally, I think that we've kind of forgotten the power of the Pain Grenade. The disciple of Yelena.
Hold up. They're the most durable of the wet paper bags. That's what you just said. Like,
I think they're
the most durable.
They've got a 4-up save. They got a 6-up feel no pain.
Ooh, a 6-up feel no pain, you say?
Hey, you say that.
They've got 9 wounds. They've got 9 wounds, and a stiff breeze makes them die.
If you take Tau and you're doing 8 damage to Hand of the Archon model,
Look,
it won't die. It won't die.
If you kill a Nightmare Hulk, you call your mom and tell her what a great day you had. They're like, Mommy, guess what? I did it.
I will kill a Nightmare Hulk. You know how I'll kill a Nightmare Hulk? With a blaster.
Okay. If you kill a Hand of the Archon, no one cares. You can tell, like, hey, buddy, go to the table next to you. Guess what I did? I just killed an Eldar. They're like, get back to your game. But no one cares, sir. No one cares about killing Eldar. They're the easiest team to kill. So here's the thing.
This team is also very killing.
Who isn't killing? It's Kill Team. It's Kill Team. Everyone kills. All right, so what teams do they do well against? Elites. That's their best prime.
Elites are still tied for second most common.
We just spent 2 factions talking about how they're not here.
They are going to be there. They will still be there.
They're going to wave at us. They're going to be like, hey guys, how is it up there on the top tables? No offense, but if you're taking an elite team, I will laugh at you. So anyways, they're not good in the current meta. But that's their best victim is elites. And they are the smallest percentage we've ever seen.
You're going to hate me for my next
They
video.
also just instantly die to commandos, and you know this. What's the number 1 faction taken? Kel, I'm curious. If you can look it up, what's the number 1 faction taken?
I don't recall off the top of my head.
Well, that's weird. I guess we'll get to it later. I wonder what the number 1 faction is, and I wondered if it's the hardest counter to Hand of the Archon. Now, Kellen, you've played Hand of the Archon a lot.
Yeah.
Have you played many matches into commandos?
Yeah.
How many? Like a few dozen?
Probably 6.
How many have you won?
None of them.
How many were close?
A couple of them.
Yeah, I think one of them...
And they've been nerfed now.
Yeah. I think one of them, like your opponent had to be taken to the hospital from medical emergencies, and you just...
Oh, wait, no, I did win 1 game.
Did they die?
Yes.
How'd you...
I beat Leander Garrett at Nova.
You did. Okay, with one exception, he's won 1 game, and it's like more than 6. It's 12 games he's played, maybe 20. 1 game. It's the hardest counter to Hand of the Archon that exists in the universe of 40K. They're the number 1 faction.
There's also that's 13 people out of 160.
But they will beat the crap out of every intercessor that shows up.
You're gonna hate me for my next statement.
No, yeah. Go ahead.
Here's the thing.
What do all? Go ahead.
I also think they're dog water because commandos, even if it is 13, they're the most taken. They struggle on that, but they also struggle into other melee heavy teams. Mm-hmm. They have a couple melee models that can do strong when they fight, but other than that, Felgor and Gallerpox, I think, do pretty good in the Hand of the Archon.
Well,
listen to the boy.
Especially Felgor.
I mean, we've had our Gallerpox Hand of the Archon matchups. Hand of the Archon hold their own in that matchup.
Okay, I can say that they can hold their own. It's not an easy matchup, though.
Perhaps not, but,
What about Felgor?
But also, that's only one
Felgor,
faction.
I was going to talk about Felgor. Because,
in this matchup.
What do all of their guns have? Lethal 5. What do all of their melee get? Lethal 5 or Lethal 4.
That's only if you are able to frenzy them, though.
Yeah. You take Shredder. It's one of the few matchups that you take Shredder because you get in there, you do a bunch of damage. You either frenzy the model or you leave it on 3 wounds, which is honestly ideal. You've got good shooting into them.
So
there's play there.
This is really interesting. This is what Delusion looks like. This is fascinating. They lose to Felgor. They just lose. This is amazing to be look at all these things they have. Oh, they died so pretty. How nice. They're gonna die. I will kill every Hand of the Archon player I face. I don't know who's taking them. I have no idea.
Mark his words.
Yeah. No, please. If I lose to Hand of the Archon, I will
Quit Kill Team?
No. But I don't know. I'll do something drastic.
I'll make fun of you.
Yeah, I'll get made fun of a lot. Yeah. that'd be as bad as saying Exaction Squad is S tier.
Oh.
So it'd be really bad
on YouTube.
Yeah, no, you can't. So at least no one's done something that stupid to go on a podcast and just loudly proclaim Exaction Squad is S tier.
Could be worse than saying that
2-1.
Ecclesiarchy is good.
Dog water. All right.
It's been 2-1 every time now, Kellen.
It has been 2-1.
Yeah, saying Ecclesiarchy is good would be weirder. We'll get to that. Foreshadowing. Go ahead.
Actually, Ecclesiarchy is not on this list.
I know it's on.
I knew I couldn't justify it to you guys.
It's foreshadowing for another video. Come back. We'll talk about that later. You'll hear more bad advice. Watch Kell Team, where we talk about bad things with bad takes.
This is why I have other people here.
Yeah.
All right.
Next one. Let's go.
Star Striders.
Dog water. Jeshua.
I don't have a formed opinion on these guys.
No, this is another team I don't really have much experience with. But I think it's just another team that just loses to melee teams, and there's quite a few of those.
Really? Why do they lose to melee?
I just said I don't have a lot of experience with them, but it just seems like one of those teams.
They don't like being cut apart.
Yeah, no one really does.
No?
They don't have enough wounds.
Intercessors love it.
They do like shooting teams though, which is going to be a pretty common.
It will. And so if you
Like
take
Vecguard, Pathfinders, Kazrakin.
if you take Star Striders and you're in Group A, like a certain teammate of ours is going to be taking Star Striders, and he's in Group A. And here's the thing, our teammate is very good. It's John Reese from Can You Roll Crit, who's going to be joining us, and he actually knows the game pretty well. If you're not aware, there's some content makers that are really good at content and not good at playing the game. John is actually a top player. He's really good at what he does. And he knows the factions and knows what they can do, and he can bring the most out of this team. I think they're going to have a really rough go. I think Group A, which has 0 Felgor, a couple commandos, like the #1 commando player in the world, arguably, and definitely the US, Adrian. There's going to be some great commandos players. There's no Felgor. It's a really good group for Star Striders to do well in. And I think if anyone can do it, he can. But I think they got it's going to be a rough match. Like, you're not going to easily skate through this tournament with Star Striders.
So do you think that
he's going to have a lot of slugfest? It's going to be tough.
Do you think with the right pilot that Star Striders can make top 8?
Top 8 would be very hard. I mean, top 8, there's like 160?
164.
Top 8 is going to be one of the hardest to get in this tournament. It's possible. I don't think they can win.
Can a dog wear? Is it?
I don't think they can win.
Okay, you don't think they can win?
I don't think they can win. I think there's so much that can go wrong. There's so many matchups that can be bad. But then I think there's a lot of teams.
As a Vecguard player, I've been done dirty by ancillary support and all the other crap.
They do deal with Vecguard.
They score very well too.
They do. They do
very well.
I don't think they're going to take it. I would love them to. Like, only if John Reese won with them, I would love them to win. If anyone else, no. I hope you suffer and roll 1s on all your initiative rolls. Every one of you. I wish the worst curse upon you. 1s. A pox on thee. 1s on all your initiatives. Anyways.
Yeah, he's trying to pass it on to people.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
It can't rub off onto us. It just keeps happening to him.
Nope. I get 1s on all my initiatives. Anyways. I hope John can take them as far as he can. I hope he wins. It would be great to see John win. This team is great. They have a lot of tools. It's going to be tough. It's an uphill battle. There's a lot of teams to deal with. But that's true of anyone. This team's just fragile. 10 models, not a lot of wounds. It's tough.
Some of them are surprisingly tough.
Yeah. But you said Eldar was tough, so we can't listen to you. So, are they tougher than Hand of the Archon?
Don't put that on me.
I will. I'll put everything you say back on you. That's what I'll do.
With Undaunted Explorers, yeah, probably.
1 dice per model per turn is halved, rounding up.
It matters more than you think it would.
What is that? At most 3? It's generally 2 damage reduction once per turn. It was really good. They nerfed it pretty effectively. And then they can... Okay, they have some tools. They have tools. They can be good. They're dog water.
All right.
I love them. I love John. I want to see him do well. They're dog water. I'm sorry.
I think I would be willing to say they're top dog, considering how well they can do, especially with John being one of the players taking them. If it goes the right way, I'm willing to say they're top dog.
We are the will. Don't ever go against your father.
Sorry, you can just put you in a home later.
You're back in the will. All right.
Let's talk about our next faction. I actually forget which one is after this guy. Oh yeah, that's right. Kazrakin. Dogwater.
Dakota calls this team Caster King because they're going to be top dog. Except they're not. They're dog water. They're absolute garbage.
I think this is going to be the first time we universally agree.
Dog water.
I might have to Dark Devil's advocate here because, like, they're good, right? Like, they got good damage. They're going to beat up, Eldar teams and shit. They'll beat They'll beat up, like, elites.
They're going to beat up... I don't know. I feel like they're just going to punch a hole in the wall and be like, look what I did. I don't know.
How do you think they're playing to, like, Pathfinders and Vecguard?
Their best, I think the only matchups I can say for sure, like, oh, these are their matchups, are elites. Okay. But because they got the buffs they got, I don't think helped them in any of their bad matchups or neutral matchups. It only helped them with the matchups they were already winning. So Overwatch without worsening your ballistic, being able to alter 2 dice, these are things you do to take out elites, strong models. You don't want to dump a ton of elite points if the other team outbodies you. It doesn't help.
Well, how many teams outbody them? They have 10 people.
Or equal or outbody.
I mean,
10.
Equal. That's
a lot of teams are 10 or more. That's most of the competitive teams.
If it's an equal number, you have 10 versus 10. You
right.
can do 1-for-1 trades.
Their buff. You're not going to use their buff against commandos. You're not going to use it against, novitiates.
You're not going to use it against commandos.
The double buff, like dump 5, 6 elite points into a single shot.
It gets through a justice scratch, like maybe.
Okay. Kellen would use it. And I guess you can use it when it's an option. But then you dump all of your elite points. That's a trap. That's a trap. They are good.
Also, Demo Mine really good into the even matchups.
Demo Mines also can be a trap.
I'm training up a friend right now, and he's playing Kazakh. Yeah. I will admit,
okay,
that Demo Mine blows up his people as much as it does mine.
So our team, Kell Team, is going to bring 2 Kazakh players to LVO. And I hope they have the best of luck. I want them to do really well. Do I want them to win?
No.
I want to win. I want to win. So now, if John Reese wins, I'll be like, hey, good, John, you won. I like John. He's really nice. Not that I don't think your friend's bringing them. I don't think he's not nice.
No,
he's nice. He's nice. Then Austin's taking them.
He is. Oh yeah, he switched off with Pathfinders.
He did. He switched off. He's taking Castrican. Austin, I hope you don't win. Now you're hearing it here. But here's the best part is I don't think Austin's going to watch this video. I'm going to tell him. I'm going to send him the link. I'm going to find out. This is how we're going to find out if he's going to watch the video. I don't think he's going to watch the video. I hope you lose, Austin. Now we're going to find out. If he comes to me, he's like, Jimmy, what the hell? Then I'll know. I'll be like, oh, hey, guess who watched the video? But I don't think you're going to say anything because you're not going to watch it. I hope you lose. Anyways.
And hey, if he hasn't, everyone just share it to him. Share his drive up engagement. We're okay with that.
Yeah. If he hasn't seen this, just tell him, be like, hey, Jimmy said you're a hell of a guy. And that'll be the nice little clue that he won't even understand. So be like, hey, Jimmy said you're a hell of a guy. I hope he loses. So now you and I both know he won't see this. So I think it's pretty safe to...
So we think Kazakh can dog water?
Yeah.
That is probably the hottest take we've had.
I think that the best Kazakh player that goes there, I don't think they're going to get above 25th.
You don't think they're going to make top 8?
I don't think they're going to make top 20.
Wow.
I don't think so.
I don't know if I go that far.
Here's the thing.
Everyone's going to just take turns spanking them.
Especially melee teams.
It's going to be like a fraternity initiation. Yeah. There's just going to be just a row of spanking, just all the way down. Every single one of them. It's going to be bad. You're going to hate your life. Austin. All right.
We'll see. Let's talk about our next faction. They saw it already. Phobos.
I like Phobos.
Yeah. I think they're probably one of the best elite teams right now.
They are. I think they're absolutely the best elite team.
What do elite teams hate happen to them? Getting shot. What can they avoid? Getting shot.
Yeah. They can do extra movement. They can, they've got they hurdle barricades or climb better. The Reavers are good. They've got some good melee options. They can do the double strike thing. They've got a lot of fun things. I think they can hang with some of the melee teams. They've got some really good stuff. I like them. Of the elite teams, I think they're the best one.
As a novitiate player, they're one of the only elite teams that I still kind of worry about. Mm-hmm. You got to play smart into them, or else they will just murder people.
Absolutely. So we're agreed. Dog water, right?
I think so. I mean, even though they are really good elites, I think there's just too much going on for them.
I don't know. Yeah. I thought we were in agreement that the top dog. I think that they're gonna be good.
Dog water.
They're done. They have the best defense of the thing that makes elites bad.
Yep, and they're dog water. Isn't it weird? It sucks. You have everything you want, and you're still dog water. I mean, that's life.
I don't think it's enough.
Do the best you can, and you're still not good enough. That's what my mother told me.
How can you say that Kazakh is bad, and this is the opinion that you're going to conform to?
Everyone's bad, Kellen.
Here's the thing. I think they can be top dog if they somehow manage to avoid Kaskin match and like Vedguard matches altogether.
I think they can do okay in the Kazakin match.
Okay, sure, but like
they've got smoke grenades, they have incursors, they will ignore obscuring. That's great. We've seen how great that is.
They've got all those tools.
They've got
That's right.
sauce.
You tell them, Kellen.
They got sauce.
They got sauce.
I think.
They got sauce that's been left out in the sun. It's not going to work.
So do you think they are top dog?
No.
I think so.
They've got so many tools. They are so good for an elite team. But that's like saying you're the toughest Eldari team. I don't know. Does any of you think they're going to be top 8?
No.
Not even win, just top 8.
I think they could get close.
Close.
Yeah. 25th place is close. Like, I don't know. It's like, how close? Like, we're not playing horseshoes, Kellen. We're playing Kill Team. It's a game of inches and individual points.
We're getting to the end of this freaking list. I really thought one of you was going to agree with me on one of these.
No, never. The day I do, I quit Kill Team. That's when I quit.
That's when you quit?
That's when I quit. That's not true. I'm a degenerate. I'm not going to leave. You can't get rid of me that easy. Next one.
Alright, so you guys think Phobos Dogwater?
Yeah.
Because they are.
I think we're going to be surprised at LVO.
Who's taking them?
I don't know.
Exactly.
No. I think there's what? How many? Like 2 teams? 3?
Every LVO, somebody comes out of the woodwork and is like, "Oh yeah, wait, I was good the whole time. You guys never heard of me." And then they like are in the meta.
Every LVO.
Every
last
LVO.
year when Orion won.
Who's this Orion tournament?
Who's Orion? I've never heard of him before.
I'm gonna move on.
We know who. By the way, can someone come out of nowhere and be like, "Oh my gosh, we didn't even know this guy. He's so good." Yeah, they won't have Phobos. They're going to have a different team. They'll have Felgor, like a real man.
I think Phobos is going to do decently into the shooting hordes and such.
They will. They'll do decently. Is decently good enough?
Enough decence, and suddenly you're.
If Phobos get put into the Bonky Vedguard match, for example, that's just dead.
Yeah. Oh goodness.
All right, fine.
They can
Phobos.
spank some commando players, maybe.
This is ridiculous. And the funny thing is, if the next faction, if I remember which faction I put next, this is only going to get worse.
Yeah. Well, I love it. Let's do it.
Maybe you shouldn't be so controversial.
I want to find out how wrong Kellen can be. Let's go.
This was not.
We should review this afterwards and just like look at general rankings of the teams.
No.
Yes, I want to know if we are top dog or dog water. I want to know how our opinions rank up. Let's go.
This was not scripted. I really thought one of them was going to agree with me on one of these.
Never. Next.
Exaction Squad.
Exaction.
Top dog.
Top dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
I'm
we
gonna have
go.
to agree on that one.
Why?
Because they make me cry at night.
Yeah,
I'm
says
taking
the Felgor player.
Yeah, I'm Felgor, and this is the team I'm scared of.
And you just paid for an Exaction Squad player to join your pod.
Well, it wasn't just me. But
It wasn't just you. It was a great act of charity.
We don't
But now there's Exaction Squad.
Yes. I did go to make sure a certain player is going to make the tournament. I made sure he got there. And then I was told, like, hey, there's room in Group A, only room A. Group A. Like, he'll be in Group A. I'm Group B. I'm like, oh, well, I won't get to play with him, but it'll be fun. And then he's like, I'm bringing Exaction. I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's fun. And he's like, I'm in your group. I'm like, go away. Go right away. What's happening here? How did that happen? And that's what's happening. This team is my nightmare. Personally, my nightmare. Now, are they going to stack up long-term on Open against Vetguard and Pathfinders? I don't know. They're going to have some really tough matchups.
Blaine was talking on the Discord, I think earlier today. He was saying that like the new buff to the leader to get relentless on targets for the entire game has added some value back to the gunners. Like the grenade launcher, the heavy stubber with relentless. Suddenly, that's decent value.
Well, I hope someone beats him, so I don't have to play him. Someone's got to step up and beat this top dog team because they're good. They got. Now, am I saying they're S tier? No, that would be crazy.
I knew it was coming.
That would be crazy to say they're S tier, but I think they're. And this is, I think, if a team surprises us, if a team comes out of nowhere and we're like, what? How could they do it? This is a team that can do it.
Yeah.
This is a dark horse team. They can do really well. Now, do they fall flat on their face and lose all their matchups? I hope. That'd be great.
The other part we haven't mentioned yet is what was their biggest problem? It was elites. What are we seeing less of?
Yeah. But you said there's quite a few still.
There's
like 22.
There are quite
Or
a few.
20, I don't know, 22 just intercession. Oh, hey, there's still some.
It's a decent chunk.
Do your job, elites.
Here's the thing.
You've got one job. Take these guys out, please.
I don't think that point
I
really makes much sense because the people who are taking elites aren't going to be great players.
Wow.
And
Ooh, shots fired.
and
Are you taking elites? You can hit him.
Well, yeah, he's taking elites.
yeah,
You're taking an elite team.
I know, you're taking elite.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, only bad players take elites.
Custodians.
He's taking talents. Feel free to hit my son if you see him. I won't stop you.
Are we in agreement that this team's going to be?
They're really they have a lot of tools and they're totally underrated. And I think most people when they play them, they're not going to know what they do because you don't face this team a lot. I've almost never seen this team at a big tournament before. So there's only a few people taking them. They're really strong. They're super obnoxious. They love melee teams. They can be diced though. It's possible they can get diced.
They are dice dependent.
So it's the ultimate wild card. We'll see what they do, but I think they're top dog.
S tier.
Yeah, not S tier. We're trying to keep this sensible. Children are watching.
No, they're not.
They're not. I hope not. How sad of a child would you be? All right, go on.
I started this when I was a child.
You're still a child. Go on.
Next faction. Now I think it's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, there it is. Talons. We were just talking about it.
Talons. Dog water.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you.
Well, I think you're both dumb.
All right.
I mean,
All right,
as a person taking
defend yourself.
Here's the thing. Talons, as have been proven in the past, can do really well on Into the Dark, which has been improved in a way to where they can get even more cover and obscuring, which is good. And they do great into the melee matchups, because they are just better at melee with their hitting on twos and making you injured. So, melee matchups in Into the Dark, great for them. It can be a bit of a struggle into the shooty teams, but I think they can do it.
But how many shooting teams are there going to be? A lot more than there were last year.
That's true.
Like, we know they have a bad match in the novitiates.
Yeah.
Or at least it's a struggle bus. Kazarkin, I think, can pull it off.
I think they can, but I think it's hard for both teams.
Vetguard,
that might be a tricky one, but I still think they can do it.
and how about Pathfinders with like the rail rifles, guaranteed damage going through and stuff like that?
Well, Pathfinders, they're all hitting on 4s and they got marker lights and stuff, but with me, they'd be hitting on 5s. Even with rerolls, 5s is just not great.
That's true, but that's only when they're within, 3 inches of you?
3 inches, I can just stay safe and tell them, though.
Their whole point is like long-range shooting. Or like grenade, like they can at least be like 4 inches away from you, still be threatening objectives and like doing their damage outside of that radius.
That's true, but I think it's going to be easier said than done to stay out of my injury range.
Possibly. Would you take 10 Sisters into it?
The Pathfinders matchup, it depends. If it's on Into the Dark, I'll probably take 2 and 5. If it's on Open, depending on the matchup board, I would probably do 10
And
Sisters.
what happens when a Custodian takes a fusion grenade to the face?
If it's a shield, it might not be that bad.
Okay.
It's so much harder to get that alpha strike off on the dark. It's a lot harder.
That's true.
3 inch indirect range, and at that point, 3 inch you would be injured if you set it up right in your deployment.
Yeah, that is true.
And 4 pin vulns with a guaranteed retain. There's a lot of pluses. There's a lot of pluses with custodes. I would like to see no one else do well with them, so I'm the only one that did well with them. That's what I like. I like people would be like, yeah, only one guy does good with that team. That would be my preference. But I think they could do really well.
Jimmy doesn't want to see his kids succeed.
I just don't want my children to do
I'm
well.
rooting for you, Josh.
Are you sure?
I'm not.
Unless we table up together, I'm rooting for you.
That's
I
fair.
think that they've got some problems from being a freaking compendium team? A little bit, yeah.
To be fair, all teams have their problems.
Teams.
No, I think the compendium...
They could never win a major.
Ever. You know what? I'll let you have that one. I still think that they're not going to be the team to see.
I'm kind of joking about the dog water. I think this is another wild card team. I think this could come out of nowhere. Now, could Jeshua get just stuffed in the face and just go 0-9?
Sure.
Obviously. That's what I assume will happen. I assume he's just going to show up and just not win a single game and cry and go home and just be
Crying on me.
just filled with shame, horribly. But I think we can do really well. So
They'll do better than Legionary
This is
will.
a team. I think people are still, despite them winning KTO, I still think people don't respect this team. And especially if it's on open. For some reason, the moment it's on open, people are like, oh, well, now this team can't win. They can still do well. So
It's possible.
I do not want to face this team. This is like...
You're playing Felgor.
Yes.
Felgor hate the
Felgor
custode matchup.
bounce
I
off.
would love to do 9 rounds of Custodians as an initiate player.
Yeah.
We'll triple tap your Custodian with a Flamer.
Felgor bounce off these guys so hard. It's not even funny. So I'm not looking forward to facing them. I don't want to. I hope to avoid that matchup. But I want them to do well. But not so well that I face them. That's the exact level of wellness I want them to do. It's just below me. That's what I want.
So you guys like him?
I like them.
I'm still the contrarian in the group.
Told you we're not going to agree. We did agree on
his action.
We did. It's true.
And Castrican.
Now,
we did not agree on Castrican.
What do you mean we didn't agree on Castrican?
He said top dog.
You did?
Yes.
You changed your
See,
mind.
that's such an insane idea. He doesn't even remember that you had that.
I don't think he did say top dog.
We have it recorded. We can go back and watch it. All right. Do we have any more? Or is that it?
we've got 2 more. And
2
they're on
more.
the
I
same,
can't count.
They're on the same slide.
Ooh.
Because if I put up one, people would know the other one's next. So I decided to just put them both together.
Interesting. Let's see what it is.
The Salvation
I knew that.
teams.
Yep. Yeah,
I couldn't find a PNG of the new Scout sculpt, so we got this potato head.
Before we go into it, I'm going to say one of them is top dog and one is dog water.
I'm going to say the same thing.
I think I'm going to agree with you on which ones you're saying. I don't know which ones you're thinking.
I think we're all thinking the same thing.
All right. So which one
on
is...
3, right?
Well, which one are we saying?
We're saying the top dog.
The top dog one?
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Scouts.
Yep. Scouts are
Scouts.
good. Shut up, Internet.
Yeah,
they're good.
Are...
You haven't played them. You know you haven't played them, and you're calling them bad.
Yeah. No, Scouts are... They've got some sauce.
They're feisty.
We're saying sauce. That sauce that we thought was a Hand of the Archon had, they've got secret sauce from McDonald's that shouldn't be sold to humans. Scouts have real sauce. Oh my gosh, dude. Those guys.
There's
They're
a
good.
bunch of different builds people are running. I think the shotguns are just amazing. I'm
Yeah.
a sucker for 4-4 shotguns.
Hitting on twos.
I love the sergeant with the bolter, who you have
Mhm.
climbing equipment, and then the no cover scope. Because then he just runs around, he can double tap people. He's actually got some really good utility with that. The hunter, I mean, he's just raw melee damage. He's pretty good.
The parkour guy. He has to go and like bounce off a wall and then like
Batman.
yeah. It always reminds me of The Office when like Dwight was like jumping, like rolling off the couch, like parkour. That's what I picture that guy whenever he's like he has to like run over and jump a barricade. And then he's like, haha, parkour. And then he's like, lethal 3. No, they've got some, they are durable, 10 wounds, good saves, heavy damage, rerolls. Yeah, they've got rerolls. Their weakness is elites, and we don't have elites.
Elites and void answers.
In melee.
Also, let us not forget, they are like one of the quintessential anti-Alpha Strike teams in the game. Because you get to see where that Pathfinder Grenadier is going. You get to see where that Corsair Shade Runner is going. You get to see X, Y, and Z. And then you just say, you know what? Landmine. Or whatever you want to put down.
They're the strongest in the early game. So if your team relies on early game strength, like Commandos, they neutralize that pretty well.
And they have fantastic early game strength as well.
Yeah. Now, do they beat Commandos? I don't know.
But all I know is that if you sneaky get on my side of the board, I put a landmine on your feet, and the second you move, you're going to take like 4 to 6 mortal wounds, and your move will be ended.
Yeah. No, I think they're really good. Now, on the other hand, let's discuss the other team.
Blades of Cain. Okay, so I want to preface this. I have not played against this team yet.
I don't think any of us have.
I don't feel the need.
Neither do I.
So, I think Chris Baki showed interest in playing them. And, like, I think they've got interesting tricks. I have my Salvation set coming from Poland. It should be here in, like, 10 days.
So that's a weird brag. Hey, guys, I got, international international toys coming in. Just want to let you know.
My point being...
Do you buy your stuff at the game store?
My point being
peasant.
I was looking at the stuff, and I kind of want to see what 10 striking scorpions are capable of. Because, like, that's...
They only have 8 bodies.
8, yeah, you're right. 8 striking skill. Like,
if they got 10 bodies, I might change my mind.
Yeah.
They're a melee team that has 8 bodies and 8 wounds.
I mean...
That's it.
Void Dancers.
But the Void Dancers have the tricks without having...
First of all...
That's also true. No, I'm not even going to get into that. No, I'm just...
Name
I'm just
a big tournament Void Dancers have won. They're so strong, and they still can't win a tournament. Because at some point they hit a major tournament. Because at some point they hit a stumbling block they can't get.
Like Commandos or Falcor.
Right, it's true.
So,
I don't know how this team deals with Exaction, Felgor, Commandos.
There's so many teams that it's just like they have so many cool teams. Like they have some moves to really scare some teams.
Like Vetguard should tremble against striking scorpions because they'll get one shot.
Yeah, Pathfinders. Any 7 or 8 wound team, even maybe Novitiates. What do you think about Novitiates?
I think that if they get close, then yeah, they could be a problem. We only have 7 wounds. I think that Novitiates have the consistent damage output to probably still deal with them. I think I'd rather fight them than Harlequins.
Yeah. And you can turn off some of the little bit of shooting they have. You could probably neutralize that.
I just think getting random indirect on random stuff is also really cool. So, like, again, striking scorpions, just getting to, like, randomly yacht
this is a good point, too. You just said, like, it can be really cool. I think they're a cool team.
Oh, yeah, no.
They're a cool team.
I'm not trying to say they're good.
Yeah. Like, I would love to have the models and play them and have fun with them and have a little Eldar party.
And I think they could do well. They just die hard in the matchups that are bad.
Yeah. But if this team wins LVO, I will literally eat the shirt I'm wearing in Vegas. I will take it off and eat it and be shirtless. If this team wins LVO, it's just not going to happen.
Now, we should preface by saying, like, I acknowledge that we're saying, like, people don't think Scouts are good because they haven't played them. Mm-hmm. And then we haven't played Blades of Cain and we think they're bad. But there is a certain...
Are you trying to justify our opinions? We don't need to justify our opinions. This is the internet. We can just have any opinions we want.
No, that's right.
Yeah. Whether they're right or not doesn't matter.
I think it's a good thing to justify your opinions.
No, it's not. That's false.
Stop gaslighting the people.
Yeah, no.
You were just about to justify your opinion.
Yeah.
I don't even know what's happening anymore. No, but we're right because we said it and it's online. So.
But now you're justifying not having to justify your opinion.
I think that Blades of Cain have a lot of tricks, but when it comes down to it, a frenzied Felgor charging through your smoke grenade at you is going to be very hard to deal with as this team. I think Scouts have more tools.
Really, when they go against 10 wound or more models, it's like, oh, I do 2 wounds before we fight. That's cute. Like, Felgor, Intercession, they lose 2 wounds, don't even know it. Yeah. Like, it just doesn't even matter.
Then the Howling Banshees with -1 weapon skill is good, though.
Yeah, whatever. It's not enough.
Felgor hit on 6s against those guys.
If they're injured?
If they're frenzied, yeah.
If they're frenzied, yeah.
Only if they initiate the combat, though. If you charge them, it doesn't work because they haven't done a fight action. They are fighting with not doing the action.
They've got some fun tricks.
They have some fun tricks.
And a lot of people have some tricks that can nullify one specific interaction or whatever. One specific gotcha will never win a game. And I don't think they have the bodies or the wounds to consistently beat many of the teams that are in the meta. And also, as much as Chris Baki loves Eldar, and he does, that's his favorite faction.
Yeah.
He's bringing Vetguard and not Blades of Cain.
That's true.
So, dog, water.
Yeah. So that's our opinion on the Salvation Box. And that's our opinion on a couple other teams. And that is the last faction that we had for today. We'd like to thank everybody for watching. If you have any dissenting opinions, if anyone out there in the universe agrees with me on anything, please, I need the validation now to justify why I'm here. But genuinely, thank you for watching to the end of the video. If you liked it, please like, and if you want to see more from us, please subscribe to the channel. We got more videos coming out. This is our flagship video.
Yeah, it is.
This is going to be coming out on Monday before LVO, and we plan to have about 4 more videos leading up until Friday. So stay tuned for those.
Please don't validate Kellen. He's like a stray cat. You can't feed him. He'll show up at your house and be like, hey, remember that time you said I was right? Thank you. That was cool. Hey, I like that.
You know what?
Don't do it.
I haven't lost with Ecclesiarchy yet.
Okay. That'll be a fun video.
That'll be a fun video.
That'll be a fun one.
Thank you, everybody, for watching, and we will see you guys in the next one.
And see you at LVO.
See you at LVO.